Hi, my name's Aaron Espindola,
And I'm Linda OJ.
and welcome to another episode of the Next Gen Business Podcast.
Let's go.
The Next Gen Business Podcast is produced by the Small Business Community Network. Visit them online at www.sbcncanada.org.
Hey, Aaron, it's lovely to see you again. I notice you've got a a moustache.
Oh yeah, it's nice seeing you as well. And yeah, I'm fully indulged into the Movember theme for mental health. I think I'm kind of just doing it because it's trendy right now.
Movember. Is it mental health or is it um I thought it was like a men's cancer?
Oh, it might be.
Oh, we terrible. We don't even let me Google it.
Yeah, I'm doing it for the I guess wrong reasons because I was just doing like I just wanted to try it out as an excuse. Oh, it's men's health. Men's health.
No, I think it's great that you're doing it. Hey, can you Google it for me? I've got my phone on Do Not Disturb and I don't like looking down because it doesn't show my best me. So you look up Movember and I'll talk. Well, for our listeners and our viewers, as you can see, Linda's had a glass of wine tonight and Aaron's got a moustache and he's going to find out why he's wearing the moustache. What I will say, though, is we like you to support all the charities out there for mental health and for men's cancers and for women's cancers. And we know there are a lot of the Next Gen business podcast listeners do that because we get to know you through your emails and your texts to say how much you enjoy our show. So, Erin, have we found out what Movember's all about?
Yep. So actually, our producer Dave mentioned that it was for men's health. So that's what we're gonna go with, men's health.
Just men's health. He's as bad as us. You know what, though? It's really nice. Do you think you're going to keep it? Do you think you're going to keep the tash tosh, whatever you call it?
Might keep it for like a month or something. I just want to try it out. I've never really had a mustache before, and I just checking it out, see how it goes. But also wearing the mask now, I find that I can try to do like I would never do this without the mask because then I just when I go to work I have to like actually have it like showing everyone. But with my mask, I just put it on, so it's not really an issue.
I never thought about that. Working in a bank, you have to wear a mask at work, don't you?
Yeah, we're wearing a mask for the whole shift, and we're the one thing I do kind of think is a little concerning is sometimes is that we have to handle all the cash. So we have like I don't know if you know, but cash is like pretty dirty. Passes a lot of hands, so just handling the cash all the time is kind of like not dangerous, but just kind of yeah. It's just there's a lot of like bacteria on that, so so yeah, we do practice a lot of we use like hand sanitizer and we put our mask on. We have face shields as well, or not face shield, but the shields in front of the cash registers.
Yeah. It's good, though, because in the olden days, if you walked into a bank wearing a mask, it was a bad thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we have even people coming in with like just like bandanas or something over their face, and it kind of looks like they're gonna rob the place, but they're not. They're just trying to cover up the mask mandate.
How the world has changed. Um, it's a bit of a mishmash of topics tonight, isn't it? Because a couple of things I want to ask you, because you're, the next gen podcast generation kind of people we're trying to encourage to be more into networking and maybe starting a business when you graduate college or work in a corporation. And so we have a few differences, you and I, because obviously I didn't go to college, but I've been working in my own business now for 20 odd years. So I'm different generation too, but I feel like a teenager, honestly, I really do most of the time. So we went to a concert. I was all excited to tell you we'd gone to a concert at Scotiabank, and it was Genesis, Phil Collins, who we love, an older band. And he said, never heard of them. It doesn't offend me, but imagine you're at the bank and they're having, say, a cocktail party, and it's where all the staff get together. Yeah, are you of mixed generations at the bank, or are you all like young things like yourself?
In my branch, it's a bunch of younger people. It depends what bank you go with, because I know my bank is, from what I've seen, like the people that I work with is really young. We have the a few people that have been there for a really long time, but usually they're pretty young. I think the personal banker at my bank is 25 years old. I'm 24, and then the other associates I work with are like 22, 23. Um, and then we do have like the occasional like older employee, but for the most part, we're all around the same age, and we have conversations about Netflix and like just what's happening in our social media lives and all that.
But do you mix with the oldies, the little bit older? Do you get on well together, or do you go on one side of the room and they go on the other side of the room at lunch and things?
Well, the thing is with my branch, it's very understaffed, so we only have usually like four people in the whole building, five. Yeah, we're in the middle of downtown. We have the three floors, and there's just like four or five of us in there, and it's just the people working in the front, doing the teller, the personal banker, and the branch manager. So hopefully when it does become more staff, there's a lot. It's just hopefully going to be more characters there and like more people, and then I'll be able to like talk to them. But I usually only talk to like the person next to me, so, and that's usually younger people. For the most part, yeah.
That is nice. That is nice. We're going to our first party on Friday since before COVID. It's Dave's works party at a local hotel. I think there's about 300 of us, and I'm not nervous because we've all been vaccinated and everything. And I says to Dave, "You're going to feel old there, Dave, because again, the techie world, a lot of the people who work with Dave are younger than him, so he knows what I feel like." But I've never felt awkward in any age group. I've never felt like I can't talk to any age group, or any kind of person, whether it's the Queen, whether it's you. And do you feel comfortable though? And again, we're back to generations because that's what the podcast is all about. Does your generation feel comfortable talking to different age groups or different, people of, say, I don't know, high up there? Say, have you ever met the Prime Minister? I've met the Prime Minister. No, I haven't. I've met the Mayor. My daughter's met the Prime Minister. Would you be comfortable talking to someone like that?
I would probably feel comfortable. I would get a little nervous in the beginning. That's just my personality. I get nervous. But then usually I can adapt to conversations pretty easily. So if we're talking about like, it could be the most random thing and I would know a little bit about it enough to just like talk about it. And yeah, I have met the prime minister when I was in like grade 7, and I have a picture like standing behind him, but it was like the whole school saw him. So I'm just there in the background, like fingers out, like this peace sign. And yeah, Trudeau. I met him before he was prime minister. He was one of the leaders for like the school boards or something at that time, and he came to our school and talked to everyone.
That's a good experience. Are you interested in politics at all? Just out of curiosity, because again, I always feel that if there were younger people involved in politics, maybe they could change the world. Because I've tried. Dave doesn't try.
I like politics. I would be interested in possibly doing something in politics, but I think my calling in life is something to do with business, more specifically starting my own company. I've always wanted to do that, or just be able to create something. Changing laws and all that. It's good, and like you make change, but it takes forever to do that. So I like the quick stuff.
Oh. So basically, I love the fact that you're thinking about raising awareness for men's health. That's absolutely wonderful. Um, you're enjoying working at the bank. That's wonderful as well. I've put a lot of my business on hold at the moment for family matters. So I'm finding it a struggle to keep up with social media and stuff like that. What do you think your next step will be? Because I know you still got the clothing business, haven't you? Or have you slowed that down a little bit now?
Yeah, so for the clothing stuff, I've literally completely slowed that down. Right now, I'm in the mode of just trying to work and make money so that I can pay my school loan and all that down. But the hopefully I can get back into that and make enough money so that I can like have side hustles again. I definitely want to look at managing social media accounts and do that on a larger scale. Just like actually hire people because it's a lot of work for one person to do it. I try to do it for like a bunch of different uh, categories on Instagram, and it's just a lot of work. That's a job in itself. So that's something I would be interested in doing. As well as I'd also like to point out because I just started working my job and I kind of found myself doing this, and I feel like a lot of people in my generation are kind of more sensitive to this. Is the fact that the support that employees give their new hires, just explaining everything and how the processes work, and then also having like resources available to them. So if you're a small business and you're interested in like having new hires, just make sure that it's everything's like clear cut and no one feels like they don't know what's happening because it's a really awful feeling when that does happen because the only negative thing I ever had to have to say about the bank was I didn't know the pay schedule. I didn't understand it. I thought I did. I thought it was biweekly, but it was different, and I was kind of like, it was a little kind of not that great to find out. But yeah, as long as companies kind of tell their employees what to expect, and then the one thing I do really like about working at BMO and working at a bank is they have a lot of different career developments there. So I think there's like mentorship programs where that you get partnered up with one of the mentors in a higher up position, and they kind of help you navigate through your career path. And I thought that was really cool. So if you're a company, a small business, and you want to develop your uh, the people that work there, just that's a thought to you, like maybe do like have some of the higher up people talk to the young people and see what they want to do because I feel like that'll probably bring up like employee loyalty and all that.
I think so. I think so. But as I say, again, it depends which business you're going to into, which organisation you're going to go into. I know during COVID, Dave, as you know, works for quite a large organisation that deals with cybersecurity and stuff like that. And I know they've been hiring people and never even met those people. It's all been virtual, which is really, really difficult because, you know, how'd you get a computer to them? How'd you get, you know, how'd you welcome them? And at first, Dave was going to do virtual lunches. And then he waited a bit longer. So he was able to meet two of his new people a couple of weeks ago safely, in a restaurant. So that was nice. But that can be difficult too because you're at home working, you don't know anybody. And I think that's why it's nice that they're able now to have this party just for the local Waterloo region employees who work at the local office, but they don't go in the office yet because everybody's still working from home. So it's nice. Dave will be meeting people that he's never met before who are new employees. And I'm his wife, so I'll be tagging along and saying, "Hi, I'm Linda," all shy. I'm missing networking like crazy, seriously. As you know, the Small Business Community Network has been hosting virtual events now for 2 years, and we haven't been unsuccessful. We've had a good turnout. We've had new members. So far, I've had, for the past 6 months, a new member every month without me trying. So if you're running your own business, if you're operating your own business, it is important to know that networking will give you more exposure. But being us haven't been able to network per se and go out and say hi to people, meet them for coffee, I've been doing my own exercises of posting SBCN events, how much it costs to join, the benefits and stuff like that. And then people see that and they go, "Oh, that's a great organisation." So they pay the money and join. And then I have one of these virtual, like we're doing now, talks with them to make them feel welcome. So if you're a small business and you're thinking about, virtual networking is not for you, it's not going to be forever. But you know what it does, Aaron? It highlights your brand. And you've been to some of our breakout rooms, haven't you? You went to one. Yeah. So Is the breakout room a good place for you to talk to people and get to know them a bit better without me and Dave looking at you on screen?
Yeah, I think the breakout room is a great way to meet the other members of the SBCN, and it's a great like time to highlight what you're doing in your brand or your company, um, and you learn a lot, and you kind of like you don't have to be the one talking. Sometimes you could just be listening. Like maybe it's two other people just talking to each other, but you're also listening. So it kind of makes you feel like you're in the conversation. So that's why I like it. Sometimes I'm shy when it comes to that, just asking people questions, because I feel like it's like none of my business what they do. Um, but but yeah, I think it's nice. I think it's nice because it lets the people that are a little bit shy to still be part of that conversation without actually having to like ask questions.
That's good to hear. I think observing and listening are two of the biggest skill sets you can have because you can learn such a lot just by listening. But where we're concerned, our organisation, all of our members and most of our guests, who come along, don't mind you asking questions. And a lot of our members love to mentor people as well, outside of the organisation because they had to start somewhere, didn't they? So I'm hoping more of the in-person events will start up again in the new year. And I know we're going to start with something exciting when we can actually, because now we've got a new variant, haven't we? A new COVID variant. Not we, everybody. Can we do in-person networking? I'm sure.
Yeah, hopefully that new variant's not anything to worry about. It seems a little concerning from what I'm reading on the news. So fingers crossed that we can finally get out of this COVID um, state that we're at right now and meet people in person, because I think that having that human connection, I know it's different doing it online. It's easier for me sometimes because like I'm pretty shy, so it's easier for me to connect with people online. But when it's in person, I feel like that connection's just like a deeper connection. You
Yeah.
build a better relationship in person than you do over um, like Skype or something.
Yeah, I would normally meet you for a coffee, say at Williams, and find out all about you, talk you to death like I do. And then basically, if I can't help you, I would pass you on to somebody who can help you. If you didn't like, the SBC, and I could pass you on to other organisations. And it's really great then because you have this, as you say, really good connection with each other, and you either love each other, like each other, or hate each other, never see each other again.
Yeah.
But in my case, most people love me and they say we want to join, we want to join. But I'm hoping that, the Next Gen Business Podcast listeners, and they're, believe it or not, they're all ages. It's not just, 24, 26-year-olds. They are all ages, but mostly, graduates from college or people still at college or university who want to start a business or want to know how you got your job, Aaron. So I'm hoping that, they will realise that networking is good for them. We're contacting Aaron and saying, Aaron, how did you get your job? Would you mind telling me? And obviously you would tell them. So unfortunately, we've been doing a mishmash tonight, haven't we? Because we thought we had a guess, but we got it wrong, didn't we, somehow? So people have had to put up with us, but I think we're good to listen to.
Yeah, I think we definitely have some good points. For the people that are listening, just don't be shy to come to one of our networking events. It's maybe a little nerve wracking in the beginning, but trust me, everyone's super nice. Asking questions is always welcome, and it's one step closer to like helping you become a better business person or just 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 a good citizen. You can finally like reach out to the people in your community. And the one thing I like to say is like why not? Like what else are you doing? For me, I'd probably be just watching Netflix, and I can just do that anytime. So so it works for me most of the time.
Also, I love the fact that on LinkedIn, you really use LinkedIn well, Erin. And I guess I can't remember the lady from Conestoga. I can't remember her name now. Barbara Rice, yeah. Yeah, she mentioned you guys and Conestoga, and then you mentioned the podcast. So you gave us a really good, you know, opening for people in. Yeah, it was lovely. I was so proud of you because I think when we first met over a year ago, we were both new to doing this podcast, and you've really, really, shone. And actually, I'd say you're better at me at doing it now, but don't tell anybody.
No, I think you're natural at you're natural with this. I don't think I could ever be you in it, but
You've come out your shell. I mean, you've really come out your shell. And last week, you got us some amazing guests, two wonderful guys. And actually, you've got us quite a lot of guests. I'm really thankful for it. So, what can you leave as words of wisdom before we stop boring everybody and go home?
the one thing I'd probably say is like don't be scared to try new things. Sometimes it's everyone feels scared. So just taking that first step, just getting out of your comfort zone just helps you become better. So that's probably what I would leave everyone with, but I don't know if you have anything.
I'd just like to say thank you to you, Erin, because you are an excellent host. And thank you to everybody for putting up with us because we were expecting a guest, so we were kind of cut short. We were going, okay, we'll just talk about this and that, and I'm sure it'll work out great. Those things happen, though, don't they? When you're in broadcasting like we are, you never know what's going to happen. By the way, I like your. Is this a sweater or a jumper that you've got on tonight? A grey? Is it called a sweater?
Just like a light little sweater.
Oh, it's really nice. Yeah, you look really smart. So I'm going to say goodbye from me. We'll be back next week, and we'll be even more interesting next week. We'll probably have a nice guest, won't we, Aaron?
Oh yeah, we'll definitely try, and it's gonna be goodbye for me. And then for anyone that's listening, just make sure to hit the subscribe button and share this podcast with your friends and family. If you do want to be a guest or know someone that would be a great guest on this show, just send us a DM at the Next Gen Business Podcast on Instagram, or you can fill out our application on the website. But anyways, it's gonna be a good night for me, and have a good night.
Thanks for listening. Check us out at www.nextgenbusinesspodcast.com.